non-binary pals. Welcome to Board Game the Game Show presents It's Quiz Time. It is, in fact, quiz time. Welcome to this Gen Can't edition of It's Quiz Time. We will start everything up in just a couple of minutes as we wait for people to get in the room. But while we do that, let me put the board up so you know exactly where to play and when to play if you're watching this after the fact. In just a couple of minutes, we're going to start our trivia competition. But right now, this is how you get in. If you're out there and you're watching and you want to play, get on any web-based device, be that a phone or a tablet or whatever you have, and go to the website crowd.live, enter the code XGMMA. XGMMA will get you in. Hey, what's going on? Thank you so much for coming out. Thanks for being here, being a part of this. We're going to start the competition up in just a couple of minutes. So we're going to give people a chance to get into the game. If you take a look, we have a lot of prizes tonight. Top 3 players are going to be taking home prizes. I want to make sure I get all the names right, so I'm going to wait for it to come by. As it says, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you like what I'm doing, please tell everybody. First place prize is getting Conspiracy from Restoration Games. Second place will be getting Dinosaur Tea Party from Restoration Games. And third place will be getting Telestrations Upside Drawn from the Op. The Op has been fantastic this weekend. All of this Gen Can't time, providing a ton of prizes for what we're doing here. Thank you so much to the Op, and thank you so much to Restoration Games for tonight's prizes for first and second place in tonight's competition. We're going to start up in just a couple of minutes. Once again, if you're out there and you want to play, thanks. On any web-based device, go to crowd.live and enter the code XGMMA. XGMMA is how you get into tonight's game. Now, I'm going to warn you. Tonight's game is picture-based. So for all of the questions, pictures are going to be coming up, and you're going to have to use them to help you answer the questions. The questions are incredibly simple. The answers are rather difficult. So you're going to get a little extra time tonight. If you've been playing any of these shows that we've done, if you've played the interview for the couple of episodes we've done that, if you played last night's, or yesterday's, It's Quiz Time, you normally have a 15-second clock. You have a slightly longer clock this time because you have a little more to interpret. You want to play, you do. If you're out there, this would be the time to get in. It looks like I have 22 players in the game right now. We're going to start up once again in just a couple of minutes. According to my clock, it is 8:03. So in about 2 minutes, we're going to begin tonight's competition. Once again, first place, get you Conspiracy. Second place, get you Dinosaur Tea Party. Third place, get you Telestrations Upside Drawn from the Op, from the fine folks at the Op. Joseph Bridges, yes. Trivia! I hope that wasn't too loud, but I wanted this much enthusiasm. That's what I was shooting for. Oh, I do. I'm just going in realistically. As well you should. Welcome, Michael. Thank you so much for coming out. I'm glad you're excited. I'm excited too. No, apparently it's 5:03. Yeah. Where I am, it is I'll only use the time that appears on my controller down here, which is 8:03, but 5:00. Either way, at roughly 5 minutes past the hour, we're going to jump in. We're going to start the competition. I'm going to warn you, there is always a lag here on YouTube, so stare at your phone. Your phone is going to be the ultimate scorekeeper and referee, so pay attention there. I will also warn you, there are pictures in tonight's game. They are critically important. Make sure you look at those pictures. They will also be coming up on this big screen. Let me do it that way. They'll be coming up on this big screen next to me, but they'll be late. So make sure you pay attention to them on your phone. I took all of the photos for tonight's game. I did my absolute best to make sure they were as clear as possible. As a note, I don't want to brag, which means you're already lying. But I was on the Apollo Library Trivia Contest winning team for 3 years in a row. Then this is going to be an upsetting game of trivia for you because this is not that incredibly highbrow. Good luck. Are there more questions about Canadians? I do believe there is a Canadian question before this is over. And a big yay for prizes, because I believe Josh has played some of the other games where we didn't have prizes. Although at one point we did give away water chestnuts. So that's a thing. Once again, welcome. Thank you for coming to the Board Game the Game Show YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, tell just every human you have ever met about it. Looks like we're at 28 players. We're about to begin. You know what? Let's just do the gosh darn thing. Let's make it happen. Yes, controller, I am ready to go. 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's quiz time. What is that? Is that a Pandasaurus game, a Game Right game, a Hasbro game, or a Funko game? Once again, what is that? Is it a Pandasaurus game, a Game Right game, a Hasbro game, or a Funko game? Oh, one Mr. Scott Nicholson. Welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to come out. We'll see about giving you your prize in just a moment. Let's note here, rooting to win a third game this weekend. Good luck with that. I believe we've already talked about this. I'm not sure you can claim 3 prizes, but we'll find out. We'll see about giving you your prize. And once again, Scott, thank you so much for coming out. So let's take a look. You have a picture there. Is it a Pandasaurus game, a Game Right game, a Hasbro game, or a Funko game? There are 8 guesses. 32% says Pandasaurus. 64% says it's a Game Right game. 1 person thinks it's Hasbro. Everyone knows it's not from Funko. And you are absolutely correct. It is not from Funko. It is a Game Right game. That is Metro X from Game Right. Just outside of the picture, it would tell you who made it. So let's take a look at the top. Nayabari with a solid 90 points. Alex B with 87. Curse with 85. And I saw Kristen sneaking in there, I believe, with 79. Let me see as it comes back up. Oh my goodness, 26 players in today's game. Tonight's game, I suppose. Kristen was 79. Don't worry. There are 14 more questions left. You have nothing but time. The faster you ring in, the more points it's worth, and you never lose points for a wrong answer. So normally when I do these, It's Quiz Time, all the questions connect. They don't tonight. They're all just based on pictures. But I was super happy with this. So here we go. What is that? Is that a character created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, a character created by Bram Stoker, a character created by Robert Louis Stevenson, or a character created by Robert E. Howard? You're taking a look there. You have a picture. Is that an Arthur Conan Doyle character, a Bram Stoker character, a Robert Louis Stevenson character, or a Robert E. Howard character? Oh, unfortunately, sketchy connection, it looks like. But I try to be as awesome as I possibly can. There is a note there because I knew somebody was going to have to be a hipster and go, well, I know the original Japanese company on the game. And that's why I limited your choices. Let's take a look. Let's see how you answered. There are 21% going for Arthur Conan Doyle, 4% guessing Bram Stoker, a whopping 71% going for Robert Louis Stevenson, and 4% going for Robert Howard. The correct answer, of course, is Robert Louis Stevenson. So Arthur Conan Doyle was, of course, Sherlock Holmes. Bram Stoker was, of course, Dracula. And Robert F. Howard is Conan the Barbarian. So those are your other answers there. So let's take a look at the board. Nayabari in the lead with $1.62. A tie for second place between Curse and R. Hodge at 147. A lot of game left. And Suzanne noting, Suzanne knows that one. I knew that you would. I wanted to thank the fine folks at Restoration Games for sponsoring the prizes for tonight. So you're going to see stuff just all over the board. Scott noting he should not have started my night with whiskey. Maybe we'll see. The game's got a lot of twists and turns. We have a lot of time left. Let's jump into question number 3. What kaiju is that? Is that Batra, Mothra, Gamera, or Godzilla? I feel like there's one that I'm pretty sure I know it's not. But my question for you is that Batra, Mothra, Gamera, or Godzilla? Answers in 5 more seconds. This one, you're going to have a little more time in this game because I think there's a little more to figure out. So I've given you slightly more time than normal. Suzanne noting, you should have started the night with whiskey. Maybe that's the way to look at this, really. Let's see how everybody answered. 2 guesses of Batra. 93% of the room going for Mothra, and no one going for Gamera, who is both really neat and full of meat. Things to learn about Gamera. And everyone knows Godzilla. You know it's not Godzilla. And the majority of the room is correct with 93%. It is, in fact, Mothra. One of my favorite kaiju. And I would say the prettiest of the kaiju, which is why I decided to choose Mothra for the answer on this one, because I think Mothra is a super pretty kaiju. Let's take a look at the rankings right now. Nayabari with 255, 3 out of 3 answer correctly. Curse with 237. Gadget Dawn with 220. And I believe with 219 is 4th place. Remember, the top 3 teams, the top 3 players are going to get prizes. You're going to get either Conspiracy, Dinosaur Tea Party, or Telestrations Upside Drawn. Those are our prizes. R. Hodge there with 219. It is a real battle for 3rd place. Our third prize for tonight. Let's go to question number 4. Here we go. What is that? Is that an airline that went defunct in the 70s, an airline that went defunct in the 80s, an airline that went defunct in the 90s, or an airline that went defunct in the 2000s? What are you looking at there? You've seen a theme. Every picture is a board game box or piece. I promise you, they all are. So there we go. All time is out there. Scott noting 0 points, but that's okay. It's what cons are for. Of course it is. Suzanne noting, just go big. Just go big. And I feel like this could put some points on the board, but let's see what everybody thought. There are 19% going for the 70s, 59% going for the 80s. Just a couple people, 6 answers, 22% for the 90s. No one guessing the 2000s. The 2000s was definitely wrong. The correct answer is the 90s. 1991. They finally ran out of money. And we got defunct. Wow. We got defunct. Anytime I can make a P-Funk reference, I'm going to. Just be prepared for that. If somehow I can work another P-Funk reference in, I'm going for it. Let's take a look at what the rankings look like here. R. Hodge leading with 289. Hot Chip with 286. Alex B with 264. And then just a bunch of people behind. Let's see if I want to take a quick look at fourth place just to see how close we are in the rankings here. 264, 255. So it's only a 9-point drop for Nayobari. A lot of game left. We're 4 questions in, 15-question game. A lot of time to play, a lot of time on the clock. Let's take a look at your 5th question. Here we go. Who is this? Is that Blanche, Dorothy, Sophia, or Rose? Who is that? Is that Blanche, Dorothy, Sophia, or Rose? Who is it? It's that simple. If you remember the characters that these are based on, this should be, I think, a relatively easy question. I almost made it more difficult and referenced her career. As a note from Scott here, let's take a look. Pan Am and Babbage's both going defunct in the 90s. One person happy that we got a Golden Girls question in. Any chance I have to get Golden Girls question in, I'm going to get. And that, of course, is that character that we'll discuss in just a Funkoverse game. So let's take a look. How'd you answer? 7 guesses of Blanche, 7% going for Dorothy, 11% going for Sophia. Over half the room guesses Rose, and that's because you are absolutely right. That is one Rose Nyland from St. Olaf that you see there. Let's see how that changes the rankings. Alex B still in the lead with 336. Tim L. We lost a Hot Chip. Tim L with 319. Kristen with 314. You are our top 3 scorers right now. If the game were to stop, you'd get prizes, but there's so much game left. So it's not going to stop. We'll see what happens. As a note, Betty White is the bestest ever. Also, interesting Betty White fact, and I think this is still true. She has appeared, she's the only person to have appeared on every single version of the TV game show Password. And that was because her husband, Alan Ludden, was the original host of Password back in the 60s. They brought him in the 70s. They brought him in the 80s. They redid the game in the 90s, brought her on as a guest, did it in the 2000s, brought her on as a guest, etc., 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 including $1 Million Password. Just taking a quick look to see if there's anything. Of course, no Tabletop Revolution. Cheesecake. That is the one thing I like about the Golden Girls clue is you're looking for who stole the cheesecake. Now time to jump on to question number 6. Here we go. Where was this? Was it in Egypt, Iraq, Iran, or India? If it's too small for you, that is clearly a picture of the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Was it in Egypt, Iraq, Iran, or India? It's that simple. The pictures are just there to help you. And also remember, you are going to have that lag. So stare at your phone. Don't necessarily pay attention up here. I pay some attention up here. I crave your attention, so pay some attention up here. Let's take a look and see how you answered. 25% of the room goes for Egypt, 32% going for both Iraq and Iran, 11% going for India. Babylon was, in fact, in Iraq. Iraq, the correct answer on that one. 32% of the room getting that one right. 9 folks getting points. Kristen's in the lead with 377. R. Hodge with 344. A mere 5 points back is Peep Dish. Welcome to the game, Peep Dish. Nice to see you. And a stack of people all the way back to Mousy Doo and Wiggum just entering the game. David Blizz and Alex B at 336, nipping at your heels, Peep Dish. I remember top 3 players are going to leave with prizes. If there is a tie, I don't know what we're going to do. We have not prepared for that. Just letting you know. So if you could separate by larger amounts so that I feel more comfortable, I would sincerely appreciate that. So jumping to the next question, question number 7 of the 15-question game. Who is that? Is that a woman overlooked for the Nobel Prize in Literature? A woman overlooked for the Nobel Prize in Physics? A woman overlooked for the Nobel Prize for Chemistry? Or a woman overlooked for the Nobel Prize for Medicine? You have all the information in front of you. Just tell me. That woman was overlooked for the Nobel Prize. In which subject? You get some help from the card. I feel like the card itself should knock one option out for you. But maybe you didn't pay attention. Maybe you're not looking at the whole card. But I would say you might want to do that. Sometimes there are clues there. Let's see how you answered. There is no guesses for the Nobel Prize for Literature. There are guesses for the second answer and also the third answer. Which I'm going to see if I can take a look at my setup and read it. Yes, there we go. I can read it on mine. 68% going for the Nobel Prize in Physics, 29% going for the Nobel Prize in Chemistry, and finally 4% going for the Nobel Prize in Medicine. The correct answer is the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Her and Otto Hahn worked together on fission. And strangely enough, Otto got the award and she did not, which is sure a thing, and a lot of people very angry about that as well. They should be, although posthumously she has received a lot of awards. Let's take a look and see how that affects the standings. Kristen in the lead with 447, R. Hodge with 409, Peep Dish with 382. The next number, I didn't see it fast enough, but it is 375. There is a note down here. What game is that from? I don't know if you're talking about the one from Seven Wonders. Seven Wonders was the guess that was put out there, or if you're talking about the one that we just saw, that was from Conflicting Legends from Indie Boards and Cards. Sorry, I have to look through my two monitors over to the table where all the games are. That's from Conflicting Legends, which is like a really weird but fun paper, rock, scissors meets Risk. There you go. Doing this, not even trying to review and tell you about games, but I'm managing it somehow. We're about to jump in to question number 8 of tonight's competition. Peep Dish there in third place with 382. Here we go. Question number 8. Who is that? Is that a host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, a host of American Ninja Warrior, a host of Wipeout, or a host of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Now, I know you may look at the picture and you may not see a person. You only see a name and a blank card. I get it. But use that name to help you as best you can. Once again, is that a host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, a host of American Ninja Warrior, a host of Wipeout, or a host of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Let's take a look. Nobody guessing millionaire. 43% going for American Ninja Warrior because you see a real strong dude there. 27% going for a host of Wipeout. 30% going for a host of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And the correct answer is, are you smarter than a fifth grader? One Mr. John Cena, the doctor of thugonomics, the, I think, 14-time WWE heavyweight champion, is also the current host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I know, right? Or I'm not millionaire, of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I always forget that. I had to look it up. I was looking for John Cena facts. Smackinwo, or something in the New World Order, noting, of course, that you see nothing. But at least you saw the name John Cena, and that's all you needed to see. Let's take a look. Let's see how the rankings are going. Leading the pack with 447, Kristen, not touched yet. Alex B with 422. David Blitz at 410. And then just the rest of the stack. Remember, top 3 players are going to be leaving with prizes. 2 of them sponsored by the fine folks at Restoration Games. And one of them, Telestrations Upside Draw in third place, sponsored by our friends at The Op. Thank you so much, The Op, and thank you, Restoration Games, for first and second place. No, I am not smarter than the host of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? A note, you mean, Jeff Foxworthy did not get all shredded up like a taco. No, we've pulled shredded hosts out of other places. Also a note, Suzanne would like everyone to know, she doesn't watch regular TV. She had no idea. But she likes John Cena. And he's a real likable person. If you just look through, he's done a lot of cool like PSAs and stuff. Take a look. He also, I think he holds, and I wasn't sure enough to make this the fact, I think he holds the record for the single human being to have granted more wishes for Make-A-Wish than any other human being on Earth. I feel real good about saying that. I can say that with a lot of gravitas. I think that's right. Feel free to look it up. Let me know. But I think I'm correct. Well, Kristen, Alex, David, I hope you enjoyed where you are, especially you, David, because our Hodge is 1 point away. But we're going to shake everything up with question number 9. In economics, what does this mean? Qualitative easing, quality easing, quantitative easing. I'm sorry, qualitative erasing, quality easing, quantitative easing, or quick elephants. That is QE. In economics, what does that mean? Qualitative erasing, quality easing, quantitative easing, or quick elephants? Which is that? And a note, I believe this was on the John Cena thing. He does hold that record. Thank you, Red Panda. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So let's see how you answered this one. Let's see. One guess of qualitative erasing, 10% of the room going for quality easing, 87% going for quantitative easing, and no one guessing quick elephants because you looked at that box and you said, that box is covered in money, and I don't see not a one elephant on the cover. So I think that's a joke answer. And you're absolutely right, folks. It is a joke answer. Let's take a look. Most of the room getting it right, of course. 26 players getting that one right with quantitative easing. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Not changing the board much. Kristen still in the lead with 512. Alex B with 486. 3 points away. David Blitz at 483. A close contest for second and third. I'm going to let everything spin by so I can take a quick look at fourth place and see how close they are. Wiggum, thank you so much for playing. I appreciate you. Thanks for being out there. R. Hodge, 1 point back. It is a fight for third place. And remember, every question's worth 100 points. Anyone in the top there misses, and you get it fast, and you're right back in this game. As a note here, let's take a look. I have my degree in economics, so if anyone wanted to talk about quantitative easing for about 4 hours, let me know. You know, I'll tell you, thank you so much for the offer. I'm gonna, and I mean, I don't want to speak for all the people that are here, but I'm going to say no thanks. But thank you so much. I do sincerely appreciate it. Now let's move on to question number 10. What is this? Is that a full house, a flush, a straight, or 5 of a kind? What is that? We're talking about poker, y'all. Is that a full house, a flush, a straight, or 5 of a kind? I know this is a long clock for this question. But, I mean, some of them take a little more put together. So, there you go. This one's, you can just kind of take a rest. You can just rest in, unless you don't know poker, in which case, I hope the guess worked out for you. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see how you answered. There is 2 guesses, 6% on a full house, almost the whole house on a flush. 2 answers for a straight. No one going for 5 of a kind. Good. In poker, you can't make 5 of a kind without a joker. So very good. You got that much. Most of the room getting this one right. That's a flush. And if you're wondering, hey, Bruce, why did you do that? I just felt like taking a picture of poker cards. Not all of them are some deep reason. Sometimes I just felt like having that picture. What are you going to do? There is a note. Yeah, those large print cards, as a note, the large print cards. Those are always fun anytime I have to do anything on camera. That's why I have those around in case for Board Game the Game Show proper, which check out. We have preview episodes right here on the YouTube channel. It is soon going to be a show. We're going to be looking for contestants. If you want to play a game show where you play all kinds of different weird board games, by all means, please contact me at boardgamethegameshow@gmail.com. I want everybody. If you're out there, I don't care who you are, I want you to be on the show. I want you to be a contestant for a shot to win fabulous prizes. But that's also why we have the giant numbers there, because they're easier to see on camera. Kristen noting, yeah, it's a flush. So let's take a look at how that changes the scores. David Blizz is in the lead with 5 and a tie with Alex B for 571. This is a honest-to-goodness race now. R. Hodge with 540. Not far away on that one. Right in the thick of things as we head into the final turns. We're about to head into question number 11. Last 5 questions. We're 2/3 of the way through the game. Jamie M at 537, very close. Kristen now at 512, and this shows you Kristen was leading. 1 wrong answer from the top, and you, wherever you are, could get back in this game, except for the bottom of the list. You probably can't get back in this game, but keep trying. I'm glad you're here. So let's move on to question number 11. What is that? Is that the biggest city in Tennessee by population? The second biggest city in Tennessee by population? The third biggest city in Tennessee by population? Or the fourth biggest city in Tennessee by population? If you're wondering the game that's to, that is to Rap Gods, which I'll show you right there. If you're looking for a game about hip hop, grab Rap Gods. It's a lot of fun, really cool pieces, really cool game. While you play, it sort of tells you a story of your hip hop career. Very cool game, and I just wanted to get a card in, so there you go. So let's take a look. Is that the biggest, the second biggest, the third biggest, or the fourth biggest city in Tennessee? How'd you answer? 35% of the room goes for the biggest. 61% of the room guesses the second biggest. 3% of the room guesses the third biggest. No one goes for the fourth biggest. So I'll tell you this. The fourth biggest city in Tennessee is Chattanooga. Home of the Chattanooga Lookouts, minor league baseball team. Check it out. The Memphis is, in fact, the second biggest city in Tennessee. Nashville comes in at number 1. Memphis at number 2. And for some reason, I've blanked out on number 3, and number 4 is Chattanooga. Number 3 is the third sister, what they call the three sisters in Tennessee. So let's take a look here. Let's take a note. Cities in Tennessee have population. Yeah, no, somebody will chuck something at you. And Kristen, also my favorite design school. Very good. Let's take a look at how this affects the scores. Alex B leading with 652. David Blitz with 633. Jamie M at 615. 581 appear to be our fourth place score. A lot of game left. And a note from Suzanne. Chattanooga is a good word. Isn't Chattanooga fun? Chattanooga's like muckluck or a gazebo. They're just fun words. Thank you. Knoxville. Yes, Knoxville is the number 3 city. And for some reason, I blanked once I had to talk about it. That's what you get, folks, if you're out there and you have to put on a television show like this. Because that's what I'm going to call it, because I want to make myself feel better. You have to put on a show like this. Have extra notes around. I didn't have any notes on Knoxville, and that's really my problem. As a note here, I love the random Bruce facts that are being thrown in. I'm doing what I can. I'm trying to keep this entertaining. It's a one-sided conversation. I thank you so much for coming out and spending some of your Gen Cant and some of your Friday night with me. But a lot of game left. Let's go to question number 12. What is that? Is that a 1,011-mile road trip, a 1,527-mile road trip, a 2,072-mile road trip, or a 2,508-mile road trip? Yeah, which one of those, what would that road trip be? It's 14 points in Ticket to Ride and just an awful lot of trains. It's a lot of train cards. But the question is, Scott, I think, making a little bit of fun of me. Television. It makes me feel good, Scott. I want to feel like this is more than it is. Here we go. All answers are in. Let's take a look. One person guessing it's about a 1,000-mile road trip. 35% of the room goes for it around 1,500. 61% of the room goes with it a little over 2,000. Nobody thinks it's 2,500. That's good. And I even gave you the map. You have the Ticket to Ride map to use to help you out. Let's take a look here. It is, in fact, 2,072 miles, or whereabouts 2,072 miles to make that road trip. So if you can do kind of your hand math as you try to figure out the country. Yeah, that's how you can do it. And 61% of the room getting that one right. Let's take a look at the scores. Alex B leading with 728. David Blitz at 710. Jamie M at 689. R. Hodge at 655. There are 3 questions left. 20% of the game remaining, and your chance to win Conspiracy from Restoration Games, Dinosaur Tea Party from Restoration Games, or if you're in third place, Telestrations Upside Drawn from the fine folks at the Op. So here we go. We're headed in. Oh, wait a minute. Some notes here. It does depend on whether your train routes go through Boston. When you do that, that's going to make that one a lot more difficult. Trips, I feel like I remember those. I understand. I've had to take 1 or 2 in these times, and I'm fine not doing that. And I just lol. I just clicked on that because I was clicking on things. Let's take a look at question number 13. They are members of what? The Knights of Columbus, the Avengers, the Justice League, or the X-Men? What you're looking at there. They are members of what? The Knights of Columbus, the Avengers, the Justice League, or the X-Men? We had to throw a little bit of this kind of stuff in here. Plus, in my personal collection, I'm running out of games that I can use to make questions. So you're going to see it gets a little desperate here in the end. All answers are in. Tell me somebody answered the Knights of Columbus. No, every single person. You know what? And this makes me feel good because it shows me your phones are working. There's a note here. If it went through Duluth on the Ticket to Ride map, it would be a 3,000-mile trip. I wanted so desperately to do a Duluth question, and I couldn't find a way to do the picture and not make it confusing. But all of you already know it's the Justice League. That was an easy one. It was a softball. Alex B still leading with 812. David Blitz with 802. Jamie M with 774. And I believe the next one was about 30 points back. Hot Chip with 549. I just know because I like the name Hot Chip. Simple. I'm a simple man. And as you know, I guess that's Hot Chip. Also, Days of Plunder. Just everything you have going on is all of this is fun. As a note, you don't drive. That will make it very hard. So we're moving in. Question number 14. 2 questions left. 14, 15. 2 left. Watch yourselves. Watch your phones. Watch each other. But watch your phones because here we go. Question 14. The picture is missing. The picture is completely missing to that question. I don't know where it is. This is a problem. I don't know what to tell you. This one, I would say, don't answer this. Don't answer this. The picture is completely missing. I'm going to try to redo the question. Let me see what I can do here. I'm sorry about that. There's a completely missing. Let me see if I can fix this on the fly. Because I definitely took the picture. Oh my goodness. No, that is a lost question. So there was one you just gambled. I'm sorry. That is completely on me. It was, oh my goodness. It was a picture of a companion cube from the game Portal, but the picture for some reason did not make it in. You all randomly guessed Mario Kart. Some people went Portal. At least it's split across. In the end of this, feel free. This is the one you can say, Bruce, this is all your fault. Yeah, it is. I thought the picture was there. It's going to make me check the next question. I hope I got the last one in. Alex B leading David Blitz in second. Jamie M with what I have to assume is a lucky guess. I'm sorry about that one, folks. I'm genuinely sorry about that. I don't know why that didn't end up in there, and I'm not happy about it. We're moving on to our 15th and final question of the game. I do, in my heart, sincerely hope that the picture is there. I'm going to do something real quick while we're here together. Is I'm going to take a look and just make sure on another device that picture is in there, because I don't want to do this to you like this. I want you to lose because you're not good at trivia. I don't want you to lose because I didn't put a picture in a game. So let me take a quick look. What is this? Is it a game based on a movie, a game based on a TV show, a game based on a YouTube channel, or a game based on a Twitter account? Yes, the last picture did in fact get in there. I wanted to check on that and make sure. I will always look back and say, like, oh, that Portal question was a shame. I don't know where that. Now I'm seriously curious because I took a really cool picture of the companion cube. I don't know. Scott Nicholson giving this a 14 out of 10. They are all good boys. Let's take a look. No one guessing a movie. 9% on a TV show, 28% on a YouTube channel, 63% on a Twitter account, because a Twitter account is in fact the correct answer. At We Rate Dogs. If you are not following on Twitter, you owe it to yourself. You 100,000,000,000% should, because it's just one of the wonderful things that's on the internet. Let's take a look. Here's the standings at the end of the game. Your winner with 902 points, Alex B. in second with 857, Jamie M. in third place with 829, Mike Bledsoe. So those are your top 3, Alex, Jamie, Mike. Go on Twitter, go to @BGTheGameShow. Send me a message, and I will work with all the fine folks at Gen Can't to get you your prizes. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to come out to give me a little bit of your time during Gen Can't. I have one more show left. That is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We are doing the interview with Elizabeth Hargrave. That should be awesome. A chance to win Tussie Mussy, a chance to win a signed Tussie Mussy in that game. So once again, folks, thank you so much for coming out. I am deeply sorry about question 14. That's how good technology, am I right? Thank you so much, and thank you for coming out. Thank you, Miss Dew. And thanks to all the companies for the games. Once again, thank you, Restoration Games, for our first place Conspiracy, our second place Dinosaur Tea Party, and thank you so much to the Op for our third place Telestrations Upside Drawn. And once again, thank you all so much. If you like this, if you like Board Game the Game Show, if you like the concepts, please like, subscribe, tell absolutely every person you know. Comment, tell me how you felt about it, other than question 14 being all messed up. I know that one, that negative one I get. Once again, thank you so much. Have a great night. Have a great week. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And I thank you for coming out. Have a fantastic night, folks.